In the quiet hamlet of Eldridge lay a hollow melancholy that swathed the trees and shrubs, whispering through the weeping willows and rustling the thick ivy that clung to the aged stone walls with such ferocity as if in fear of being torn away. Once, vibrant laughter and gleeful shouts filled the air, a chorus so sweet, rising each morn like a crafted melody that romanced the sun to kiss the dew-laden grass. Yet the soul of Eldridge now lay silent, as if a somber veil had been draped over its essence. At the heart of this quiet desolation was the Moor-house, a grand old edifice with ivy-strewn walls, commanding the landscape with an air of stoic surrender to time's inevitable march. Within its enclaves, Elizabeth Moore shuffled somberly through her sprawling mansion, her slender fingers tracing the dusty outlines of abandoned photo frames, each an eerie monument to smiles long faded. Years had passed since the accident that claimed the vibrancy of her house, a frigid winter night when the lake betrayed the weight of a small, gleeful party returning home from the harvest festival. The ice, a traitorous friend, cracked beneath the burden of innocent mirth, dragging dreams, aspirations, and beloved sons and daughters into a frozen tomb below. Elizabeth, once the life of Eldridge, lost her only child, William, beloved by all as the boy with a wildfire spirit. The village, unified in their grief, waded through the thickness of despair in the weeks that followed, but none felt the piercing chill of the watery grave as viscerally as she. With William's dreams submerged beneath the ice, Elizabeth's heart had ceased to be anything more than a fist of ice lodged within her breast. Every morning Elizabeth paced the halls of Moor House, her gaze settling upon William's abandoned belongings, a small collection of carved wooden toys, the edges now blunted by the sands of time, and his last unfinished painting, an echo of a sunset never completed. On the eve of what would have been William's 21st birthday, Elizabeth resolved to face her son's resting place. The walk to the lake was a pilgrimage, each step a painful testament to the years lost, to laughter deadened, to whispers swallowed by an icy embrace. She stood at the lake's edge, the water lapping gently at her feet, whispering ghostly condolences. As the sun dipped below the horizon, brushing the sky with strokes of melancholic purple and deep, mournful blues, Elizabeth released into the lake a single small boat carrying a lamp. The flickering light, a stark contrast against the brooding twilight, drifted slowly, her own heart's pleading beacon. With it she sent a whispered wish, perhaps naive, to wherever whispers of lost souls congregated, hoping her son, her sweet William, might know she was still tethered to him by every shivering thread of her broken heart. The villagers, noticing the light from their cottages, gathered silently behind her, a community united once more in remembered sorrow. No words were spoken, for what words could bridge the chasm of such profound loss? Instead, they watched, sentinels to her solitary grief, witnesses to the love carried by a small lit boat beneath the haunting skies. As the light disappeared, swallowed by the vast darkness, Elizabeth felt a diminutive surge of release, a softening of the ice within. It was not closure. Would the heart ever truly close around such gaping wounds? But rather an acceptance, accompanied by the first tear she had let fall since that icy winter night. It was warm against the cool touch of the breeze. Elizabeth turned back to her companions, their own eyes glistening with the tears they borrowed for a grief momentarily shared. Hand in hand, they walked back to the village, a procession not of mirth but of mutual solace. Eldridge understood loss keenly that night, and in the shared silence of their return was a subtle, silent whisper of rekindling warmth, of a night not just to recall the lost, but to remember those left to cherish their memories.